let you know just how much Papoose ain't got. And you ain't gonna have it either, because he finna burn you down the same way he done burnt Remy down, and a few other women out here he burning down too.
Claressa Shields, the undefeated boxing champion and a powerhouse in her own right, allegedly filed a case against rapper Papoose, and the details emerging from this situation are causing a stir. The initial reports are confusing with conflicting narratives appearing across news platforms, but Tasha K, the celebrity commentator known for breaking celebrity drama stories, claims she has the inside scoop. According to her, reasons behind Claressa's alleged legal action are far more personal and complicated than what most.
All y'all trollers, liars, Tasha K and Lakeisha Dean, this is for y'all. Y'all are cancer to the Black African American culture. Y'all are cancer. All y'all do y'all whole career kind of break down Black women and tell lies about them. Y'all are sick, and y'all are some sick individuals, and I hate y'all. I do. I hate y'all. And quit making videos about me. If you hate me so much, stop making videos. I'm not scared of none of y'all. Hey, none of y'all make me do nothing different. Nothing. I'm self-made, self-built. I got $8 million.
Most headlines suggest it all started when screenshots and messages began circulating online, hinting at a private conversation between Papoose and Claressa Shields. While many social media users jumped to conclusions, suggesting that this was a simple misunderstanding or miscommunication.
Claressa, the only thing that's a cancer to the Black community is the cancer you about gonna get from HPV, from sleeping with a man that's sleeping with more women than you. And I don't wish that on you. But pap smear, he gonna cause you to get a series of pap smears with the rotational women that he's messing with, including, in my opinion, is still his current wife.
Tasha K insists that the situation is layered with multiple dimensions of betrayal, trust issues, and alleged misconduct. Fans of both figures were left stunned, as Claressa Shields had maintained a relatively private life outside of her boxing career, rarely making headlines unrelated to sports. The alleged messages reportedly revealed interactions that Claressa perceived as inappropriate, unsolicited, or even threatening, depending on which source one reads. Tasha K emphasized that these exchanges were the spark that ignited Claressa's alleged decision to seek legal recourse. In her commentary, Tasha K explained that Claressa, being a professional athlete at the top of her game, is extremely protective of her personal life and reputation. Any perceived intrusion or violation of privacy could understandably provoke a strong reaction, especially when it involves someone as public as Papoose. However, this isn't just a story about text messages. Tasha K argues that the case has deeper roots, stemming from a history of prior interactions between Claressa Shields and Papoose that fans may not be aware of. In her video, Tasha K detailed how Claressa reportedly felt disrespected and manipulated by Papoose's alleged actions, which, according to Tasha, went beyond casual messaging. Tasha K suggested that Claressa's legal team viewed these actions as harassment or a violation of personal boundaries, which led them to pursue legal options. To protect their client, the social media reaction was immediate. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok erupted with speculation. Some fans expressed disbelief that Papoose, a veteran in the music industry and someone who has upheld a professional public persona, could be embroiled in such a dispute. Others supported Claressa, applauding her for standing up and defending her rights, particularly in a time when public people are frequently subjected to unwarranted scrutiny and harassment, with screenshots, timelines, and insider comments that depicted Claressa taking immediate action against what she saw unacceptable behavior. Tasha K's video fueled the flames. Tasha K defended her story, saying that she had checked her sources, and that Claressa Shields' purported legal petition was not a fabricated allegation. Despite some critics questioning her motivations and whether she was exaggerating the situation to garner views, Tasha emphasized that Claressa's actions are consistent with a larger trend of public personalities and athletes refusing to put up with conduct that undermines their moral character. Many viewers found resonance in this viewpoint, particularly those who were aware of the difficulties women in the entertainment and sports sectors experience in navigating unwelcome attention and public criticism. Tasha K clarified that Claressa Shields' self-respect and her resolve to uphold boundaries are at the core of the issue, although fans might consider Papoose's alleged behavior inconsequential. She maintained that, from Claressa's perspective, it was important enough to merit legal action. A common subject in celebrity news is the conflict between perception and reality, and this case serves as an example of how private issues may swiftly become into public spectacles when prominent people are involved. Furthermore, Tasha K underlined that Claressa's court filing was a statement to the public as well. As to Papoose, Claressa's purported action highlights the value of accountability. Irrespective of one's level of notoriety or position in the industry, according to Tasha, celebrities are frequently held to varying standards in today's society, and depending on who is involved, wrongdoing is either minimized or magnified. According to Tasha, Claressa's position is a protest against this disparity, indicating that public personalities have the right and need to defend themselves against alleged injury. The ramifications for the law are still being worked out. Tasha K reports that Claressa's team is working on a formal complaint, which may result in public declarations, judicial hearings, and settlement talks. Insiders have allegedly revealed that the original complaint tackles personal boundaries, communication, harassment, and other charges that Claressa felt unacceptable, while the specifics are still classified. A media frenzy has resulted from this, with fans, entertainment reporters, and gossip channels analyzing every potential angle. This conversation was centered on Tasha K's opinion, which provided background information and insight that many major media sources were omitting. Tasha K emphasized at the end that this story is far from finished. The purported filing is only the start of what may turn out to be a protracted legal and PR conflict. Known for her attention and discipline in the boxing ring, Claressa Shields is now using the same energy to protect her reputation and personal life. The conflict between her and Papoose is representative of larger problems in celebrity culture, where personal disputes can turn into public disputes, and where it's frequently difficult to distinguish between personal complaints and legal action. The stakes are made abundantly evident to viewers at the end of Part 1. Claressa Shields, at the height of her athletic career, is accused of feeling obligated to sue Papoose for acts she believes to be detrimental, using her social media power and insider knowledge. Tasha K gives viewers a thorough account that puts the dispute in context, explains the driving forces behind it, and lays the groundwork for what comes next. The details of the set encounters, the responses of fans and insiders, and the possible consequences for Claressa Shields and Papoose, as this story develops, will all be covered in greater detail in Part 2. The core of this developing dispute is the purported encounters between Papoose and Claressa Shields. Tasha K claims that the communications that went viral online offer insight into the reasons for Claressa's purported need to file a lawsuit. When images of conversations that seemed to be between Claressa and Papoose surfaced, fans were aware of the strange social media behavior, even though several posts were later allegedly incomplete or taken out of context. Tasha K maintains that the information that has come to light thus far presents a troubling image. According to Tasha K, the purported texts were Papoose's repeated attempts to get in touch with Claressa, even though there were signs that she wasn't open to his communications. Her comments indicates that the texts ranged from informal pleasantries to more intimate questions that Claressa might have deemed unsuitable, although some viewers contended that these might be commonplace exchanges that the public misunderstands. Claressa's viewpoint, displayed by her attorney's presence, them as unwanted advances that went beyond personal bounds. Attention was also drawn to the timing of these texts. Supporters pointed out that the interactions allegedly took place while Claressa Shields was getting ready for a big boxing contest, which would have required her to be very concentrated and under a lot of pressure. Tasha K emphasized that athletes at this level have a low threshold for distractions, particularly when they include the public disclosure of personal information. According to Claressa, the purported texts were not only bothersome, also a clear invasion of her privacy at a pivotal moment in her professional life. As soon as the screenshots got viral, social media exploded. Feeds were dominated by TikTok. Videos dramatizing the situation, Instagram stories guessing about intentions, and Twitter threads scrutinizing every word of text. Supporters divided into two groups. Some praised Claressa for standing up for herself and establishing limits, while others wondered if the incident had been fabricated to garner attention online. Addressing both sides, Tasha K noted that public opinion frequently ignores the subtleties of interpersonal relationships. She maintained that Claressa's purported legal action is more about individual responsibility than it is about public opinion. Tasha K added to the matter by disclosing that insiders had offered context indicating that Claressa had previously experienced pressure or manipulation from outside attention. Claressa has a history of carefully controlling who she speaks with and how, particularly when it comes to prominent people, according to her sources. As a result, the purported encounters with Papoose were viewed as especially concerning as they upset her carefully guarded boundaries and fostered an atmosphere of unease and suspicion. Speculation about Papoose's intentions further muddied the story. Some fans maintained that the rapper's words were innocuous, while others implied that his behavior showed a lack of regard for Claressa's independence. Tasha K underlined that, while impact is quantifiable, intent is hard to ascertain in public. From Claressa's point of view, the impact was substantial enough to justify legal action. The contrast between impact and intent started to appear frequently in conversations. On social media, memes, response videos, and opinion pieces multiplied as the story progressed. Fans analyzed every purported word in the texts, deciphering timing, tone, and emojis. This degree of scrutiny, according to Tasha K, can frequently skew reality. But it also demonstrates how the public is drawn to celebrity drama, she advised. Viewers to concentrate on the confirmed facts in her coverage, Papoose allegedly communicated with Claressa in a way that Claressa felt unacceptable. And Claressa supposedly filed a complaint. Tasha said the rest is just conjecture. Tasha K also emphasized the importance of Papoose's camp's response. Representatives and a few close acquaintances have alluded to a misinterpretation or misrepresentation of events, even though he has not publicly verified or rejected the accusations. Tasha K investigated how this ambiguity heightens the story and piques public interest, fostering an atmosphere where verified facts and myths coexist. She emphasized that, in this case, Claressa's purported legal action acts as a formal border, guaranteeing that private complaints be handled through the appropriate procedures rather than in heated discussions on social media. It is also impossible to overestimate the importance of fan communities. While Papoose has a devoted fan base in the music business, Claressa Shields has a devoted fan group that unites around her accomplishments and moral character. The stakes have increased as a result of these communities coming together on social media with contentious debates, opposing viewpoints, and popular hashtags sustaining the narrative. According to Tasha K, this online battlefield emphasizes both the strength of group voices and the difficulties celebrities have shielding their private lives from the public eye. Tasha K expanded on her study by drawing comparisons to other celebrity conflicts in which private messages turned into public issues. She maintained that Claressa's purported decision to bring legal action is in line with a larger trend of public figures use the legal system to establish authority over their own personal limits. In many respects, Tasha presented Claressa's actions as proactive rather than reactive, exhibiting bravery and foresight in a society where people frequently use private concerns to gain attention. Tasha K also talked about how Claressa might be feeling emotionally as a result of this situation. Top athletes are under tremendous pressure to perform well, uphold their reputation, and balance their personal lives all at once. Stress, worry, and emotional strain may worsen as a result of Papoose's reported message intrusion, Tasha emphasized. That Claressa's legal action sets a precedent for how professional athletes may respond to similar circumstances in the future by pursuing accountability as well as protecting her mental health. Part 2 ends with an analysis of the current social media controversy and its effects on both sides. As a public figure and boxing champion, Claressa Shields is negotiating a challenging environment where personal grudges and public interest collide. As a seasoned rapper and performer, Papoose must deal with his reputation, the opinions of his fans, and potential legal repercussions. This story is far from over, and Tasha K's report highlights that more developments, insider information, and legal updates might significantly alter public perception in the weeks ahead. Part 3 sets the backdrop for our discussion of insider opinion, possible legal repercussions, and the wider ramifications for public perception, celebrity privacy, and accountability in the social media era. Tasha K investigated Claressa Shields' purported motivations for bringing a case against Papoose in greater detail as the story developed. Her insiders told her that the matter was far more complicated than the public had first thought. In addition to the purported communications, Claressa's team apparently discovered some troubling behavioral trends. Tasha K disclosed that Claressa's legal team carefully recorded conversations over a period of weeks, noting a number of exchanges they considered intrusive, unwelcome, and relentless, according to reports. This paperwork served as the foundation for her lawsuit. Tasha K clarified that Claressa's instance highlights cumulative influence, whereas fans and pundits frequently concentrate on individual remarks or words. Even though each encounter would have looked insignificant on its own, taken as a whole, they apparently revealed a pattern of conduct that Claressa was unable to ignore. This is important because court cases frequently include the frequency and context of incidents rather than just isolated incidents, Tasha says. The goal of Claressa's team was to prove that this was a recurring pattern that called for action rather than an isolated incident. Additionally, according to insiders, before pursuing legal action, Claressa conferred extensively with friends and advisors. Tasha K revealed that she had consulted people who were aware of Claressa's decision-making process, and they attested to the boxer's methodical and careful approach. She considered the personal, professional, and public repercussions of involving the legal system before acting. Tasha contended that Claressa's conscious preparation demonstrates her understanding of the intricacies of celebrity culture, where deeds are immediately analyzed, misconstrued, and exaggerated. However, Tasha K pointed out that the accusations seemed to take Papoose's staff by surprise. Her reporting indicates that while some colleagues thought the matter might have been resolved in private, they acknowledged that Claressa's legal strategy guaranteed a formal, recorded response. According to Tasha, this distinction is important from a legal standpoint since official files carry weight and need acknowledgement, whereas informal interactions rarely establish enforceable boundaries. Tasha underlined that Claressa's choice makes it clear that she will not put up with actions that she believes to be harassment or a breach of boundaries, regardless of the reputation or intentions of the other party. As Tasha K explained, the legal angle can involve allegations of harassment, breach of privacy, or other conduct that is illegal under the applicable laws. She noted that although the filing specifics are still under wraps, insiders indicated Claressa's legal team had compiled a thorough narrative that included witness accounts, recorded conversations, and supporting documentation to bolster her claim. This meticulous technique makes sure that every claim is supported and presented properly to avoid ambiguity. It is consistent with how high-profile legal situations involving public stops people are frequently handled that the wider ramifications of Claressa Shields' purported filing were also covered by Tasha K, in addition to the current conflict with Papoose. The case may have an impact on how public personalities and athletes respond to unwelcome attention. By pursuing legal action, Claressa may establish a precedent for others in the public view, proving that when personal boundaries are consistently broken, official remedy is a possibility. Tasha underlined that this viewpoint is often shared, especially among women in entertainment and sports, who frequently struggle to exercise control over their private relationships without fear of negative public reaction, Tasha K emphasized. The situation's emotional element in addition to the legal ones. Claressa was said to be irritated, offended, and adamant about preserving her privacy, according to people close to her. Even though the media frequently ignores them, these emotional aspects are quite important to her decision-making process. Tasha clarified that comprehending Claressa's mentality puts her actions in perspective, stating that this is a very personal matter that affects her mental health, sense of security, and ability to concentrate at work. Commentary on the possible repercussions within the entertainment sector was also included in the insider disclosures. According to Tasha K, this instance might lead to conversations on professional conduct, limits, and accountability in celebrity interactions. High-profile individuals may be encouraged to exercise more caution and respect in both personal and professional interactions if they notice that private messages can result in formal complaints. Tasha believes this could signal a change in culture, emphasizing the value of respect, permission, and limits in all dealings with public persons. Tasha K also responded to those who criticized Claressa for exaggerating. She retorted that emotional effect, gender issues, and power dynamics are frequently ignored by the general public. Being a well-known athlete, Claressa is subject to particular pressures that make any perceived interference more severe. Tasha emphasized that the emphasis should be on how Claressa, the individual whose boundaries were allegedly crossed, experienced the communications rather than just whether they were objectively damaging. Tasha K concluded by speculating on possible scenarios. According to her sources, legal experts recommended a formal court hearing, mediation, or settlement. Claressa and Papoose will be affected differently by each choice. A court hearing could result in additional media attention, forcing both parties to carefully manage public scrutiny, whereas a settlement might handle the issue discreetly but without public recognition. Tasha pointed out that Claressa's choice to hire legal counsel guarantees that her concerns are taken seriously and that limits are formally acknowledged, regardless of the outcome. The storyline changes toward a more comprehensive understanding of celebrity privacy, accountability, the relationship between private complaints and public opinion as Part 3 comes to a close. According to Tasha K, Claressa Shields' claimed complaint against Papoose is a public declaration as well as a personal defense tactic. She establishes boundaries, demands respect, and sends a message that actions deemed inappropriate will not be accepted. Part 4, which will look at fan reactions, social media fallout, possible industry impact, and the ongoing development of this widely reported scandal, is set up by the conflict between private boundaries and public curiosity. The narrative centered on fan reactions and social media conversation as the news of Claressa Shields' allegedly filing a complaint against Papoose developed. Audiences quickly voiced their opinions after Tasha K's in-depth reporting, with views differing greatly across platforms. Speculation erupted on Twitter, arguments erupted in Instagram comment sections, and TikTok makers created viral content that examined every aspect of the purported exchanges. Tasha K emphasized that these responses show how intense celebrity culture is and how much the public cares about the lives of well-known people. The majority of Claressa Shields' followers applauded her for taking decisive action. Many commended her for her strength, independence, and willingness to defend her own rights. The comments ranged from straightforward affirmations such as, "Claressa, You do you. Two more detailed analyses that praised her legal strategy. Supporters said that because Claressa is accustomed to discipline, tenacity, and focus as a world champion boxer, her handling of this circumstance demonstrates her professional demeanor. Tasha K emphasized that Claressa's confidence in taking legal action was likely bolstered by the fan support, which provided spiritual support and a sense of solidarity in the face of public criticism. However, a few of Papoose fans questioned the gravity of the charges. Discussions on forums and social media suggested that his remarks might have been misinterpreted or exaggerated for entertainment purposes. Tasha K acknowledged this point of view, but pointed out that it's crucial to talk about intent versus impact, regardless of whether Papoose meant harm. Claressa's interpretation of the interactions is what counts both legally and personally. Tasha saw this dispute as a microcosm of broader social discussions about accountability, propriety, and the consequences of actions in the digital era. The story developed as a result of comments, reaction videos, and memes, while some authors utilized the said incidents to provoke discussions about boundaries in celebrity culture. Others humorously exaggerated them. Tasha K examined these trends and discovered that social media has the power to change context while also amplifying voices and stories. When Claressa's court appeal became the focus of internet rumors, it brought to light the delicate balance that public personalities must maintain between their private lives and how the public perceives them. Insiders in the industry also shared their thoughts. According to Tasha K, private officials from the entertainment, sports, and music industries said the episode highlights how important it is to act professionally and respect one's own boundaries. High-profile groups rarely have informal associations because of the potential for unfavorable public perceptions. Tasha K claims that this case may have an effect on how celebrities manage private letters, potentially resulting in greater caution, discretion, and boundaries when engaging with other famous people. For the most part, the media themselves spread the story. The purported court file was covered by entertainment channels, gossip blogs, and traditional media. They usually rehashed Tasha K's remarks and inflated the circumstances, even if some of the data could have oversimplified the complexity of the problem. Tasha K's meticulous reporting provided depth, context, and proof that distinguished her analysis from mere guesswork. This designation enhanced Claressa's standing as a trustworthy analyst on celebrity issues and ensured that her perspective, which was focused on personal boundaries and accountability, stayed at the forefront of the discussion. Social media sentiment analysis revealed some fascinating patterns. Accountability, independence, and empowerment were highly valued by Claressa's followers. By stressing that bringing a lawsuit is a defensive tactic rather than an act of retaliation, they set a norm for upholding personal boundaries in public settings. Meanwhile, critics focused on intent, the dynamics of celebrity culture, and the potential for misunderstanding. Speaking to both sides, Tasha K suggested that this story serves as a case study of modern celebrity relations, wherein public scrutiny, privacy, and reputation all interact in intricate ways. Tasha K also investigated potential developments in the future. Claressa's legal team may choose to resolve the matter through formal court proceedings, mediation, or settlement agreements. Every incident has an effect on Claressa, Papoose, and public opinion. A settlement could provide closure without adding to the public drama, even though a court hearing might draw more media attention and increase awareness of the issue. Regardless of the path, Tasha stated that Claressa's behavior demonstrates a commitment to responsibility, self-defense, and maintaining her independence. Additionally, Tasha K highlighted the broader cultural impact. In an era where social media has dominated celebrity narratives, prominent figures are being held more and more accountable for their individual actions. Claressa Shields' example serves as a reminder that being famous does not exempt one from the need to respect others. personal space, and it may inspire other athletes and celebrities to openly establish boundaries when necessary, as part of a larger conversation on consent, responsibility, and the evolving relationship between fans and celebrities. Tasha brought this up. An examination of the story's significance outside of the current war concluded. Part 4. Claressa Shields. A champion in her sport faces challenges outside of the ring that test her strength, focus, and moral fiber. Papoose, a seasoned rapper, controls public perception and the consequences for his career. The relationship between these two people has grown closer as a result of social media and Tasha K's reporting, underscoring the complexity of modern celebrity life. Every decision, conversation, and message has the ability to make an impact. Bystanders, business insiders, and fans all have an impact on the plot, creating a dynamic story that evolves in real time. In summary, Tasha K's revelation of the Claressa Shields and Papoose incident demonstrates the convergence of private boundaries, legal action, and public scrutiny. Through fan reactions, social media discussions, and industry